Yeah, things I'm thankful for this upcoming Thanksgiving. In the broadest of terms, I'm thankful to be alive. Regardless of what faith you believe in, and what you believe happens after this. It seems like, for the most part, like, you're not gonna get this again. Like, whether I'm in heaven, or I'm just gone forever, or I'm reincarnated as something else, I get the sense that after this, I'm not coming back as me. And I should really appreciate the fact that, like, everything that has come with this experience of being alive in this body, and just being here today and being able to enjoy all that entails. So yes, being alive, my health, I don't think I'm suffering from anything major. I've got some annoying health-related things with my legs that make it difficult for me to run at the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm in fairly decent shape. That's a good place to start, thankfulness-wise. Yes, being here and being in a position where I can say that I'm thankful for stuff. Being alive's good. Thankful for all of the family and friends in my life. My wife, Steph, who is she's the best. Like, that's why I married her. She's a wonderful human being. She's smart. She's funny. Very ambitious. Probably the most caring and most considerate person that I've ever met in my life. And in stark contrast to me, I think hanging out with her has made me realize how not considerate and as selfish as I can be, and she definitely leads by example and makes me want to be more like her in that way. Yeah, thankful that we've been together for over a decade now, and married, have a house, and yeah, things are good. Thankful for my family, my mom, dad. Thankful to Randy, even if he might have been the one that sabotaged my bid to donate for the kids there. Yeah, Randy's been a great brother to me throughout, and we've always gotten along, and yeah, we still talk to this day. We both have a shared love of games that it's one of the many things we talk about. Thankful for, yeah, extended family as well. I've grown up in a big family. I got lots of cousins, lots of aunts and uncles, a lot of whom I don't necessarily know names of, and people I see at family parties who I don't know how they're connected to me, but appreciative to them for all the love and support they've given me throughout the years. Thankful for my work, being in the line of work that I'm in, and being able to make a steady paycheck is something that I appreciate a lot. And I had some good news at work recently, and can't talk about that, but definitely makes stuff a little easier for me in my day-to-day. What are some video game things I'm thankful for? Oh, geez. Not thankful for that, L. Not thankful for that. I'm thankful that this streaming technology exists. Like, the opportunity to hang out with you guys all at good timing. Yeah, I love the fact that streaming exists so we can have moments like this and we can hang out and play games. Like, I feel like when I started streaming, I came into it from a very different perspective of what games can I stream that maybe you guys haven't seen. I think in particular, because I started with the blog and I was making video stuff to support the blog, it was like, what games can I play that I can get footage of to then put on the blog to support my written pieces? And so it was more about, like, trying to play as many different games on stream as possible, because I was offering this service of, like, go check out this game. And I think over the process of doing this now for a couple of years and building up a little bit of momentum here, the thing that's really special about streaming is it's not even so much the game and what we're playing, it's the opportunity to hang out and have these conversations and connect with like-minded people all over the world, and like being able to hang out with you, Ian, and hear your stories about your life and your kids and your kid and your board gaming stuff. Like, I care about that stuff a lot, and I think being able to hear all of those stories and keep up with like new friends from around the world, that's freaking awesome. And I think that's way cooler than like me being able to say, hey, do you remember this old video game that nobody plays anymore? Let's go play that for a stream. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that approach either, but I think just kind of changing the focus of the stream to be more of a place of like just us hanging out and a place for friends to hang out has been like really cool. What else am I thankful for in the world of gaming right now? Yeah, Twitch has been fun, and I think being able to establish what this channel is up to this point has been really cool, and learning and continuing to get better and trying to make a more entertaining stream. I think that's been a lot of fun. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that there's the opportunity for gamers to share these experiences with others around the world, whether they're, I don't know, the best Fortnite players in the world, or they're speed runners, or they just really like having, I don't know, maybe they do like really great perler art, and that's their channel. There's one channel I saw that's just knitting, right? And it's just a grandma who knits, and she's like a Twitch partner, and she gets thousands of people watching her stream. It's amazing. I love that there's an opportunity for that, that this platform, like not just Twitch, just streaming in general, is able to bring people together in that way, and in ways that we wouldn't have been able to do before. I'm thankful that there are so many different games for so many different tastes and interests, and the scope of what gaming content is and who it's created for is growing. I grew up in a time when video games were considered to be like a boys' medium. Boys hot. We're making these games for kids, for young boys, and it's grown to be so much more than that. Gamers have grown up with the medium. They didn't drop it as adults. And the types of games that are being made, games that appeal more to women, games that my mom would prefer to play, my grandma would like to play, right? All the Facebook game stuff. I mean, Facebook games is not what it used to be, but the fact that, hey, there was an entire segment of gamers who were like grandmas playing Farmville on their Facebook is incredible. Ooh, that's a good one. Yes, I want to see the scene grow and see more content being made for gamers of all sorts, because I think this is a hobby that shouldn't be limited to dude bros who hit no-scope headshots. Like, this medium can be so much more than that and speak to so many more people, and we've definitely started to see more of that, and I want to see the medium continue to grow on that front. I'm thankful that, and I mean, maybe this is one of the advantages of being my age. I've been around for a pretty sizable portion of gaming's history. When I was a toddler, my first system ever was a hand-me-down Atari 2600. And I was in an era when the NES was really hitting its stride. And when you think about like what's happened since then, I've gotten to be there firsthand for so much of video game history. Like when people talk about the big rivalry between the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, like I was there. I was in those arguments with kids in the playground talking about which system was better. And I saw the rise of the PlayStation, and oh no, that was all my fault. I messed that up really large. And yeah, I've gotten to see so much of the history of video games and kind of have, yeah, been able to see it, been able to acknowledge it, recognize, be able to pull from that moment and understand where I was in history when such and such happened, and been able to play so many great games along the way. I think this is probably a broader reaching one, and not so much games, but I'm grateful that there are platforms for creators like us to share our thoughts and experiences on the hobby. Platforms like a WordPress, like a Tumblr, like a Twitch, a YouTube, and for a very long time in history, that ability to share our thoughts and opinions and experiences with a wider audience was pretty much held by a handful of media corporations, and now anybody can put content out there for a wider audience, and we're able to share our thoughts and feelings and connect with like-minded people. And I think that's amazing that we have that experience now, and we're able to connect on like-minded interests in creation and gaming, and talk about all that stuff as like one giant community. Even if I myself am probably not as connected to the creator community as I should be on Twitch or on WordPress, but I think that it's great that the option is there, and I've made some really valuable connections with people such as you, Ian, such as Jason. Like, geez. So yes, I was saying, like, meeting other people through the world of content creation. Like, Jason's he was based in Indiana, then moved to California, but we met through each other's blogs, like, almost a decade ago now. And we were just kind of, like, commenting on each other's blog posts back and forth for about a year. And then I was writing for another site called Splitkick at the time, and an offer was made for me to start my own podcast. And when it came down to, like, who do I want to do the show with, I was like, I want to do the show with Jason. Jason seems like a really cool dude, super knowledgeable about games, huge game collector. His collection is thousands of games deep. I don't know anybody in real life with a larger collection than him. And then, yeah, for like a year and a half, we were on podcasts together like every week along with Matt. And yeah, then there's the story of Matt. Like, we went to school. We went to the same school. I was classmates with John, his twin brother John. And for years, like, after our run at school ended, we kind of fell out of touch. But then, like, I started this podcast up, and I knew that Matt was writing for Biff Band Pop, and I was like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And he said, sure. And even though we hadn't talked in years, like, it felt like we'd been friends that whole time. And then again, like, once our old podcast ended, we ended up going on hiatus for a while. Matt got married, I got married, Jason moved out to California, and then when we started doing Boss Rush again, like, it just kind of picked up. We were all buddy again, just like nothing, like there was never a time gap there, and it's incredible that we can all be together and be friends like that. One with Matt and John, who I'd been like estranged with for a long time and got reconnected with, and for Jason, who, like, in any other circumstance, I never would have met. And then I guess there's yeah, Chris and Rachel over at Double Jump. I mean, I've talked about them. I talk about them like every stream. But yeah, thankful for them too. We connected through Chris found one of my stream VODs on my blog. It was a Ninja Turtles one, and she commented on that video, and I clicked through to see their blog, and I was like, oh man, they do awesome stuff. And from there, I reached out like, hey, do you guys want to collaborate on a post? And that it's kind of grown to be like way bigger than that now. And so shout out to Chris and Rachel as well. I wouldn't be thankful for them, and that is a friendship that would not have happened had I not been involved in like the creator community at all. And now I've got like a whole bunch of amazing friends like all over the world that wouldn't have happened otherwise. I am thankful that my Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship this season. I'm incredibly thankful for that. I've been a longtime fan of that team since day one. Since they announced that basketball was coming to Toronto, I voted in the contest where I voted for the name Raptors as the official team name. And unfortunately for the team, they've been bad for most of their existence, and I cheered on a really crummy team for a long time, and I stuck with them through and through, and I honestly thought that there was a chance I'd never see them win a championship in my lifetime. And a lot of things fell right for the Raptors this year, but that's all that matters in the end. We got the W. Even though I wasn't in the country for it, that part makes me sad, but I did get to cheer on the team when they won it with many other Canadians at the casino in London, and we sang "O Canada," and we partied all night long, then watched the parade from while we were in Paris. And I'm glad the city and the country got that, and it's incredible that I got to see that. But I think more importantly, it's incredible for the country of Canada to see that. Basketball is not the #1 sport here. It's still very much hockey, but basketball has been growing in popularity ever since the Raptors came here, ever since Vince Carter lit the world on fire with his big dunks, ever since this modern We the North movement. And maybe the single biggest thing that will change the sport of basketball in this country, the prominence of the sport of basketball in this country, is the Toronto Raptors winning the championship. Like, the entire country got together. One of the most prevalent scenes to come out of Canada was Jurassic Park. And so just outside the arena at Scotiabank Arena, there's this area where thousands of people can hang out and watch the game on a big screen. And a lot of teams have replicated that vibe since, and so you get thousands of Raptor fans all hanging out outside, cheering as hard as they can. And cities across the country set up their own Jurassic Park, from Vancouver to Halifax, Nova Scotia. There were dozens of them all around the country. Mississauga had over 20,000 people at theirs. It was nuts. And so I'm thankful that happened, and we're going to see the ripple effects of that championship for decades to come as the Raptors continue to carry on as an NBA team. Hopefully they continue to be good, but more importantly, watching the sport of basketball grow in prominence in this country is going to be a beautiful thing.